What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome to TRU Raider Podcast. I'm your host, TRU Raider, and we had an absolutely disgusting loss to the Steelers today. Final score 32-13, and I got to tell you guys, there's a lot of things to take away from this, and one of those is we have to play disciplined football. Absolutely have to play disciplined football. And what I mean by that is that we can't put ourselves in positions where these refs can call these kind of throw these flags on crucial plays. A lot of people I see with when it comes to NFL games, they want to blame the refs every game, right? And I'm not one of those guys. I do not like to blame the refs for anything. But we had some very suspicious calls at very awful times. There's two different roughing the passer calls at key moments in the game that I really didn't agree with, man. I really did not agree with because both of those plays, it was already in motion. There was no stopping the hit, and the hits were not unnecessarily rough. Matthew Butler kind of landed on Justin Fields, so that one maybe, man. But the other one, Chase on was bringing him down already. I didn't see anything that was really roughing the passer, right? But another one was the touchdown that we had that got called back, where they said Jackson Powers Johnson was an ineligible man upfield. He was on the line of scrimmage. He wasn't even our offensive lineman that was the furthest up. I thought that one was an absolute awful call. And if that didn't get called that last drive, we would have actually been a one-score game. And so there was some very suspicious calls, but really what it comes down to is we need to play disciplined football, a lot cleaner football that keeps us from being in position where a couple of bad calls could end the game for us, right? What it comes down to, we didn't have Devontae Adams, we didn't have Jacoby Myers, and and we had two really bad fumbles, right? One was Dylan Laube. TJ Watt punched out the ball, and we're, on our side of the field, Steelers get the ball and go and score, right? And then there was another one, Amir Abdullah. We're on the 2-yard line. Amir Abdullah gets the ball punched out by who? TJ Watt. Again, Steelers take over the ball, right? And so we made very, very big mistakes on that. Aiden O'Connell did pretty good, right? And a lot of people are going to put this game on him and say, Aiden O'Connell, blah, 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 he's awful, blah, blah, blah. And I don't see that, right? What I saw was Aiden O'Connell played a pretty good game. Flags, there was 3 flags that really, really hurt us really, really bad, right? 2 of them on defense that led to scores, and 1 of them on offense that took a score back. We had a punt that got blocked. And even though A.J. Cole got hit, they didn't call a flag on that one, right? But really, okay, O'Connell had an interception, and I put that interception on him. He made an awful throw. But we're in a position where he's having to kind of force things. I think we were like 3rd and 20 at that point. And so we're already just trying to come from behind at that point, and you make desperation moves, and things like that happen. Now, I'm going to share the screen for a minute because I want to look at the stats from today, right? Because some of these stats looked, geez, man, ads all over the place. Some of these stats looked all right, and I'm going to refresh screen just to make sure we're getting the most accurate, up-to-date things. Make sure we're good on that. All right, so Justin Fields was 14 for 24, 145 yards, passing, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Aiden O'Connell was 27 for 40, 227 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Our running game never got going. Madison had 14 attempts for 33 yards. He did have a rushing touchdown, and that was on our opening drive, right? No, that wasn't on our opening drive. Never mind about that. But really, what it came down to is that touchdown that we scored on the opening drive was the only points that we had until almost the end of the game. Amir Abdullah had 4 attempts for 24 yards. Dylan Laube had 1 attempt, fumbled. Where we really messed up was in the running game, right? Harris ran 14 attempts for 106 yards and a touchdown with a long of 36. Nasty. Justin Fields, 11 rushing attempts for 59 yards, and he ran for 2 touchdowns. We absolutely have to clean up our run defense. Our run defense is awful, you guys. Now, we did good in our secondary. George Pickens had 8 targets for 3 receptions and 53 yards. There was 0 receiving touchdowns, 0. And we did a really good job with that. Brock Bowers had a pretty good day, 10 targets, 9 receptions, 71 yards. DJ Turner, 4 targets, 2 receptions, 37 yards. Alexander Madison, 5 for 5 for 32. And what do we see in here is that Trey Tucker had 2 targets, 0 receptions. That was nasty, nasty work. I do like the fact that Max Crosby did come out with his 6th sack, but I got to be honest, you guys, this team is looking really awful. Right now, we are 2-4. 2-4, man. 2-4. You know, I want to point out the fact that we need to fire Luke Getsy. We absolutely need to fire Luke Getsy. You know, a lot of people want to blame Antonio Pierce. People are going to try to blame Aiden O'Connell. What it comes down to is that Josh McDaniels absolutely tore apart a Raiders team that went to the playoffs. Totally gutted us. Antonio Pierce took over halfway through last season. Gave us a shred of hope. And a lot of people have taken their expectations and put them way, way, way high, including myself, on what Antonio Pierce is going to be able to do. Right now, our defense sucks. Our offense sucks. And I don't blame Antonio Pierce. I don't blame Aiden O'Connell. Yeah, we got injuries. Yeah, we got players out. What it comes down to, man, what it really, really comes down to is we are in full rebuild, you guys. We are in full rebuild, and that's just where we are. We need a quarterback. We need some. Our offensive line's not holding it together. We're not getting our run game going. You know, do I think Madison could be a guy that could get it going? I think he could, but not with this O-line, right? So right now we need a quarterback. We need a running back. We need a wide receiver 1. What do you guys call that? I'd say we're in rebuild, right? I'd say we're in rebuild. So that's it, man. I'm kind of tanked, man. I just did a watch party, and this is the instant reaction video. And I gotta say, man, I'm exhausted from this, man. This was nasty, nasty work, ugly looking game. And it is what it is, man. We're gonna move on. 2-4. Let's see, man. You know, we're not completely out, but also our chances of getting to the playoffs just went way, way down. Going from 2-4 to the playoffs is a very harsh battle. Going from 3-3 to the playoffs would have been a whole different story. So that's going to be it for me today, you guys. Like always, I love you, nation. Salute. I'll see you guys live. Talk about Raiders Tuesday.